Hello. How are you, Christy?
Hey, I'm great. We had our little dance party backstage as the countdown was going. So
Every
yeah, a
single
little bit of
time, it's like 30 seconds is actually like a good amount of time to just sort of get your groove on.
I know I was doing air drums. I think you were doing a little DJing. So
I
yeah.
got the shoulder shimmy.
Mm-hmm.
That's about as far as my dance moves
What is
have
that in
progressed. It's just
Hitch?
a little
Right here. You live
just
right here.
yeah, it's very much like the hitch living right there. Hello, friends. Welcome to Somewhat Useful. I am Will Myers.
And I'm Christy Price.
And on this show, we'll be discussing the topics shaping the world of digital entrepreneurship and tackling questions about Squarespace and web design. Welcome to a bonus episode.
Bonus episode.
Why
We're
are
so
we doing a
excited
bonus episode, Christy? Tell the people
because
why.
because we are now recovered enough from Squarespace Circle Day that we can talk about it.
We can have some good conversations where it
Yeah.
was like a while ago now, actually.
Almost a
It
month
was like
ago. Yeah.
almost a month ago at this point, but they released so much in that amount of time. And then
Yes.
we like weren't allowed to talk about some of it for like a
There
week
was
or
like 2 weeks there, and they're like, "Don't talk
I don't
about
know.
it.
I was
Don't
like,
talk about
okay,
it."
sure. And then we got to play around, like not we haven't played around with the new stuff, but just
Yeah.
everything's been coming out. So now we've finally wrapped our heads around what happened that last month, all the
Mhm.
exciting new stuff, and we want to chat about it. I think we
Yeah,
should
and
chat.
and I have to say, like, thanks to Sarah Graham, who suggested
Hmm.
Circle Day that you and I get together and just record our thoughts right after Circle
Yeah,
Day, which we did, but we were so tired, y'all, it didn't make any sense at all. We were
it really
exhausted.
didn't.
So,
No,
so
no.
but
It was a
she
long day.
Sarah, we
It
now
was a
have
long day.
notes that we can talk about because
Yes.
while it didn't make sense, we do have
Yeah.
notes. So, it was
Sarah,
really
thank you. Thank you,
yeah,
Sarah.
great idea.
So let's do that. Let's do this for our episode today, Chrissy.
Yeah,
Let's do a quick rundown of
okay.
sort of what happened, the events
Mhm.
of Circle Day,
Yeah.
and then we'll get into some lightning round questions and more our
Yeah.
opinions of things.
We're
You
gonna
ready?
dive into the product announcements and the new features. Before that, just let's do a huge shout out to the Circle team
Yeah.
because the amount of work that goes into Circle Day
Hmm.
is insane. I
It
mean,
is.
logistically, planning what to do with that many people in your offices, where's everybody
Hmm.
gonna go, what sessions should you have online versus offline versus World Loop, merch. I mean, just like the coffee
So
shop,
so
great
much.
coffee shop. Yeah,
Good
so much
coffee
goes
shop.
into it.
I don't know if Sam Zelich slept for about 2 days straight. Like, we had our live Circle Day, and then he was immediately jumping into making sure the programming for World Loop worked, and they
I
were starting on
know.
that, and I was just super impressed.
At the end of Circle Day, I went to find him to give him a hug, and he was like, "Quick."
"Hi, it's gotta be fast.
Yeah.
I'm moving. I'm moving." No, totally. Great shout out to the whole Circle Day.
Yeah,
I feel correct in my assessment of saying this was the best Circle Day I think they've
yes,
done. I think this
yes.
was the best one they have put on,
Yeah.
and hopefully it just continues to get better.
Totally agree. It was a really, really amazing day. You know, it's my favorite work day of the year.
It really is. It's just an excellent day. Well, let's tell the people sort of what happened.
Yeah.
Let's walk through the day.
Mhm.
What did we learn?
Okay, so you wanna dive into the product announcements?
I think so. I think we
Okay.
jump into the product
There's
announcements.
something new
There's
called
so
Finish
much.
Layer.
Finish
Finish
layer.
Layer for pros, but for everybody.
But for everybody. So this was a big question a lot of people
Yeah,
had. Like, is this for just specific people? Is this just for Circle members? Is this for
yeah.
everyone? Do you
It's
know?
for everyone. So they're calling
For
it Pro
everyone.
Tools, and in
Mhm.
particular, Finish Layer, which lets you do some cool things to blocks.
Mm.
So, one of the things that you can do, hover effects, transforms, um, lots of animations to all kinds of blocks.
Lots of animation
Mhm,
stuff. Like the scroll animations, you could set up
mhm,
all sorts of intense scroll animations,
mhm,
hover over things and show
mhm.
it. There was a demo with Guillermo and
Yeah,
Peter, I think.
Pete, Pete.
Pete. Oh my gosh. And they just had an excellent demo showcasing some really, really cool stuff. Just
If you
some
haven't
really
seen
cool new
it,
features.
you can catch it
It's on
on the
YouTube.
Circle
Mhm.
YouTube. It was really fun, really fun.
Uh,
I think one of the things that was cool from the finish layer too, in addition to all these, is something that we've been asking for a long time, which is essentially grouping things together. Uh,
yes.
and they're calling it stacks. So keep an eye
Stacks.
out for stacks. I think it's like by the end of the year is what we're hearing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
A lot of these features. So far, we've got layers. So you can go in and see the layers of items to move them forward or backward in on this section.
On top of one another. I think that also
Yeah.
changes behind the scenes the HTML, like their order
Mhm.
of the HTML. I need to
Is it
verify
like
that. I'm
Z
not sure.
index, Will?
Well, they've had Z index, but the actual HTML place. I need to check in on that.
Oh, gotcha,
Actually,
gotcha.
I don't want to like
Cool.
say that in general. Um, I think it changes that, but also it allows you to hide stuff on mobile, which I think is like the
Yes.
biggest immediate
Oh my
value
word.
add to it.
I cannot tell you how many times I've made an image really tiny and like stuffed it
Mhm.
behind other stuff on mobile. It's
Right,
like it's
right,
not really there, not
right.
really
It's not
there.
there, not there, not there. So that's been super helpful. So this thing called Stacks, I've been talking with some other
Mhm.
people, and everyone sort of says Stacks. I think is a confusing name for them, so
Well,
they're like it's
it's
Flex though,
grouping.
right? It's just like grouping and Flex.
Yeah,
They're like,
flex.
yeah,
Yeah.
just if you understand Flexbox, this is kind
Mhm.
of like what Stacks does.
And if you
And
don't,
what
it's grouping.
it's grouping, and if you don't, it's grouping. Right? We got two sides of the mind over here. If you don't, it's grouping for sure. And what's really nice about it is that you can apply these animations. And again, we haven't demoed this, so I don't know. This is
Mhm.
just what we saw. But you can
Yeah.
apply these animations to the stack, to the entire stack, to the entire group of things, which I think is
Mhm.
really, really exciting. And they also
Yeah.
did a lot of like designer experience stuff. So you can like
Mhm.
right click copy on some changes and paste
Mhm.
it over onto some new things so you can keep your designs consistent.
Yes. Yeah.
That stuff looks really cool.
It does. I think they're definitely opening up um, the platform to a lot of really amazing things that you can do as a
Mhm,
designer. It reminds
mhm,
me of like when Fluid Engine rolled out and we're like, oh, we can do so much now. Look, we're not having to use custom code. We can do all these things. And what
mhm.
we saw was that people came out with some amazing designs based on those new features. And I think we're going to see that again. What we
Yeah.
also saw with Fluid Engine when it rolled out was you can create a dumpster fire of a site.
Yes, you
And I think
can.
that we're opening that door a little bit more too. So,
Mhm.
if you're a designer and you're worried about like, oh, am I still going to have a job? Yes, you will still have a job.
Yeah. The
You will
skill
be
of making
needed.
something look nice is
Yeah.
still going to be needed for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Because there could easily be a lot of dumpster fires out here. But very excited for all of
Mhm.
those changes. That's probably gonna be the piece that's gonna be most fun to play around with.
Yeah.
But they also released a bunch of other really cool stuff. So custom fonts was another amazing thing
So
that they've
excited for
launched
this
because there's a
one.
lot that's been changing with fonts. What are you excited
Yeah.
about with this one?
Well, I think initially Squarespace retired some fonts this year,
Mhm.
and that caused a lot of grief throughout the the designer world. It's like these
Yeah,
fonts are gone, but
yeah.
then opening the door to letting us add custom fonts in a way where we're not in there in the like in the custom CSS uploading files through this really wonky interface and
It
then
was a bit
coding
wonky.
H1, H2, H3, H4, and also section titles and also
Mhm.
it got a little intense. So I am super excited for this. And I have not really used custom fonts on many designs that I've done, just like a
Mhm.
touch here or there because of the code that you need and because of just maintaining that. It makes me nervous. Knowing that there's a built-in custom fonts feature coming, I've already picked out the new heading font for my website. I'm like
Oh,
ready to purchase.
do you care to share, or are
Not
we
yet.
keeping
No,
it?
stay
What is it?
tuned.
What do you Okay,
Stay
okay.
tuned.
I love the font that I've been wanting to use. I forget what the name of it, but it's the default font for the Apple Keynote uh, app. So if you're making
Oh,
presentations like the Keynote app, the
yeah.
default font in that is lovely. I really like
Mhm.
that font. But
Yeah.
of course, it's not in Squarespace, and
Yeah.
I don't really know where it is. But I'm very excited to use the custom font upload stuff.
Should I tell you what my custom font's gonna be?
I would love to know.
It's
I would
called
love to know.
Editor's Note. It's a really beautiful
Editor's
serif.
note.
Mhm.
So I hope
I think it's
everyone doesn't.
Jen, ooh, what's her name? Oh, on the spot. Jen Wagner is the font
Jen
creator.
Wagner.
She has some beautiful
Okay.
fonts. It's like from a real human that made these fonts. They're beautiful.
Jen Wagner. I'm gonna have to
Mhm.
look her up
Yeah.
afterwards.
So
Yeah.
anyway,
No.
that's the one I've got my eye on.
I need some new fonts. I've been rocking with Work Sans for the last 5 to 7 years maybe, and just picked it because I was like, this looks fun. Let's just go with that,
Right.
and have not changed it since.
My paragraph font since I joined Squarespace in 2017, since I started like creating it, or 2018,
Mhm.
has been Sophia Pro. It's just
Oh,
like, try
really? Yeah.
that from my cold dead hands. It's really
That's it.
similar
Yeah.
to
It's a
Poppins, which I
nice
know people
one.
have issues with, but I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. It's a nice one. Just find your standard ones and go with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So excited for all the new font stuff. That'll be
Mhm.
great. Some new Circle dashboard updates. Why don't you talk
Yeah.
about these? Because these might affect you more than they would me.
Yeah, so if you are
That
a
don't
Circle
use
member,
Impact.
when you go to squarespace.com and you log into your dashboard, there is a tab called Circle Dashboard, I think. Oh, you're putting me on
Mhm.
the spot again. It is, we'll log in right
That
now. I'll tell you
sounds right.
exactly what it's called, Account Dashboard, and then you go to Circle. And
Okay.
basically there are three little panels across the top. So on the left-hand side, you can see your current status. So your circle status. So it's like silver, gold, platinum, I think are the three.
Okay.
And you can tell, like, have you got it through the end of this year or have you got it through the end of next year? How's that going? And in the middle tab, you can see your current points toward that status
Mm.
or the next status. And now, if you click on that tab, you can see all the recent activities. So I'm clicking on mine and it's like, oh, somebody signed up for email campaigns. I got 200 points. We've got a new annual website subscription, 300 points. So
Oh, great.
very cool to be able to see all of those here because well, and I'll share this in a minute. And then the next panel over is your next referral payout, and you can see your upcoming
Mm.
payouts and exactly what the pending payouts were for, which means that you don't have to log into Impact for the current points or the
Ah.
referral payouts. And I think we can all
So
agree that Impact just needs to go away. It's just
yeah.
like it
So
works so poorly.
for anyone who's unaware, Impact is the
Mhm.
affiliate program system that Squarespace works through. So if you're
Mhm.
on their affiliate thing, you have to work through Impact. And it has been a nightmare. I've never used it because trying to log in is just horrendous. And then like figuring out how it works. I've literally never set anything up because I'm like, this is just horrible. I hate every
I
bit of
had
this.
I
So
had somebody walk me through how to use it from Squarespace when I joined the referral program, and I
mhm,
was just like, "This is great. I'm never gonna be able to actually use
I don't
this."
know
And
what
then,
this
like you said,
does.
every time I go to log in, it's like, "You're on a new device." And I'm like, "Dude, this is the same computer I've logged into for 100 times." And it's like, "Name your new device." And so I'm just like random characters
Yeah.
at this point. Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, you just got a
Yeah.
whole list of
Yeah.
different ones. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
this is a very welcome change. This is a
Yes.
very, very welcome change. They've done some excellent updates to
Yes.
just the Circle program this year
Mhm.
and sort of creating the different layers. And now we have super great visibility into how close we are to hitting those different
Mhm.
levels of where we are, and then moving us off Impact and into the Circle design ecosystem.
Yeah.
Very much appreciated. And so this
Yeah.
is looking really good for anyone, for all of us pro users, for all of us
Yeah.
Squarespace pro users out there.
All right. Well, I feel like the next thing on the list is probably something
So
that you could take.
the next thing on the list is connected commerce and extensibility. This was another big thing they talked about. Much deeper
What is
integrations.
extensibility, Will?
Extensibility is the ability to extend the platform. How easy is it for other people to extend the platform of Squarespace? So, you have all these applications that sit on top of Squarespace, like Printful and
Mhm,
TaxJar and all of those. So making it easier for people to build ways to extend the platform like that. So
mhm,
I love the fact that they talked about this at Circle Day,
mhm.
that they're investing in this, They've already started on making the documentation for code a little bit easier to read, or just creating the
Yeah.
documentation for code.
Mhm.
So they're putting a lot of work into this. Really excited for it. There hasn't been much released yet.
I'm
Uh,
so
I
curious.
They deserve the benefit of the doubt,
Mhm.
because they typically ship this stuff. But I'm curious to see exactly what it is that they're going to release, because I do want to get deeper in this stuff.
Me too, because I was so excited when Zapier came out, and I'm like, it can connect to Squarespace, and I'm like, well, it can connect to a form.
Form, but that's it. I know Zapier only works with forms, but what's odd is, like, there's Make. I don't know. Make is like a
Yeah.
Zapier
Mhm.
competitor,
Mhm.
significantly cheaper if you're
Ooh.
in the market than Zapier.
Mhm.
Make is, and I've liked using Make for the few things I've used it for, and it's kind of. I don't think that Make, when I was using it, allowed for the form integration, so it was
Mhm.
some like weird deal with Squarespace and Zapier. Um,
Yeah.
that connected there. So anyways, I'm really glad they're going to be opening up more API access for
Mhm.
other stuff to extend the platform and not
Yeah.
just keep everything in-house.
Well, and we saw, just a few months ago, I think in August, they rolled out a partnership with Flowdesk.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
there's some e-commerce stuff that can happen, like get people on
Yeah,
email list on Flowdesk now. So I'm really excited to see this, because I think that as they do continue to open this up, it's gonna because for example, email campaigns, Squarespace email campaigns, great
mhm,
for people who are just figuring out email marketing. But if you have
yeah,
a complex setup, or you need to do multiple
it's hard.
automations on different lead magnets, you can't really use it. And
Mhm.
so I think that opening up these partnerships with other tools are just going to keep people on Squarespace, where otherwise
I
they
think
might
so.
just yeah, they might just bail entirely.
I think so, and I think it'll also sort of force a little internal competition a little bit as well. I hope
Mhm.
it sort of improves the Squarespace products as well. I know
Yeah.
they're investing a lot into email campaigns as well.
They are.
So,
Yes, I'm really excited. I know they've got a lot of automations things coming, so very
mhm,
excited for that.
a lot of cool stuff coming there.
Mhm.
So I am very happy about all the connected commerce and
Yeah.
extensibility stuff. They're putting they have been putting a lot of money and investment into e-commerce. I do think
Mhm.
that is going to be a big place to be. If that is where your niche is within
Mhm.
Squarespace, there's a lot of green space there. There's
Yeah.
Squarespace wants to move into that market. Um, and maybe actually this is a good time to take a pause and
Mhm.
talk larger about this conference in general and what made it so good. And in my estimation, they talked to us like pros. They talked to us as
Mhm.
attendees as pros, and not
And and by
necessarily
and by they, I think
they. I
you
mean
mean
Squarespace.
Squarespace, but especially, the CEO, the
Hmm.
CMO, the CCO, but like, Anthony Castellana, David Lee, Paul Gabay,
Hmm.
all seem to have a handle on who we were this year.
Yeah.
And like
They did. They
yeah,
did. They
yeah,
talked to us like they talked to us as partners, not customers. I think in the
yeah,
years past, it's been much more geared towards like, let's sell these people on Squarespace more.
yeah,
And now they were trying to just show us other things that they were launching to help us grow our business,
yeah,
and which will in turn help them grow theirs.
yes.
And I think a big focus of all of this is they do want larger companies coming onto Squarespace. They
Mhm.
want to be investing in these sort of mid to large size companies. And I
Yeah,
think all this connected commerce and extensibility stuff is a step in that direction,
for
to
sure.
bring on some larger clients onto the platform. And I love it.
Yeah,
I'm here for it. All
yeah,
here for
yeah.
it.
It's exciting.
Hmm. They also talked about Bacon AI, as was hilariously coined by our good friend Colin. Bacon
Colin,
AI. It's actually
Bacon
called
AI,
Beacon AI, but Colin said bacon, and now I
it's
don't know if
stuck.
it's stuck
Like,
yet.
it's always gonna be Bacon AI to me, Colin, thanks.
So they've created Beacon AI, and this I think is sort of their umbrella AI initiative. Like everything
Mhm.
AI in their system is going to be called under the Beacon umbrella, and then they'll have these different tools
Yeah.
within Beacon. correct?
Yeah,
Is that how
so
you understood it?
that's how I understand it, and we've seen glimpses of this. So under Beacon Bacon, we've
Beacon
already
bacon.
seen we've already seen it help us generate meta descriptions, alt text for
Mm,
images. Something else that I was playing with, I've always had a real issue with Blueprint AI because I'm like, that's
mhm.
not AI. Well, I think
The
it's gonna be AI now. Like building
Okay,
a site with a blueprint. I think it's gonna be more than just if this, then that. So we'll see.
that's
Um, but
that's exciting.
but one of the things that I thought was most interesting was Paul Gabay shared how Beacon AI was focused on helping websites surface better in LLM. So getting your site to show up in ChatGPT or Claude or Perplexity.
Mhm.
And I'm really excited for that. I can't wait
Yeah,
for that. I want to play with that.
yeah, that stuff looks really interesting. It was like
Mhm.
this fax generator type
Yeah.
thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that they showed some really thoughtful tools. It didn't look like
Mhm.
just like jamming AI on top of things.
Yeah.
So it looked like they'd put some good intentional thought. And this is something Anthony talked about last year, is that they didn't
Mhm.
want to be sort of reactive to all the
Mhm.
AI stuff. They wanted to think about it and like apply it intelligently. And I
Yeah.
think this is movement in that direction.
Yeah,
So
I
intelligent
can see
AI.
myself as actually using this as opposed to
Mhm.
the AI and the text blocks, which I think I've never used, nor do I
Yeah,
plan to.
I forgot
Um,
they were there,
yeah,
honestly, I
yeah.
totally forgot they were
A little
there.
lightning
Yeah,
bolt, yeah.
a little lightning bolt, yeah. Haven't really found that super helpful, gonna be
No,
honest.
no.
Not very helpful. So really excited about all that stuff, and all of this is coming later this year, I guess. That's sort of they don't
That's
have
what
an
we
exact
hear.
deadline.
That's what we
Yeah,
hear.
that's
Yeah.
later this year. So we will see. So, Chrissy, what was the
Mhm,
overall sentiment from yourself and the
mhm.
other designers that you were bumping into there? How did it feel?
Yeah, I think honestly, we very excited, obviously, about all these
Mhm.
tools, about the fact that they were recognizing pro users this year. But the
Mhm.
overall sentiment in person was just like, I loved seeing other humans in person. And
Mhm.
also, let me take this moment to say if I hugged you and did not give you fair warning, I am sorry. I was just so excited
Yeah.
to see you. Uh, but I think there's just, especially in this day of AI, where it's like more robot, less human, being in a room with people who understand what you do every day in your business
Mhm.
is magical. And so
Yeah.
I think, yeah, the talks were amazing, the features amazing. I crave that kind of interaction with other designers and other smart
Mhm.
people, and
Mhm.
to have that was that I think that's the sentiment that I felt, and I think a lot of other people voiced that too, is just, like, being in person.
Right. Yeah. No, I totally agree. The
Yeah.
being in person, is the best reason to go. Like,
Mhm.
it's I know it's expensive. It's
Mhm.
expensive to get to New York and stay
Yeah.
there for a week and
Ooh,
do
especially
all of
that
that.
week. Yeah.
It is pricey.
Yeah.
And it's hard to even put, like, a ROI on, like,
Mhm.
but this is the exact reason you should go. But it
Mhm.
really is just making the connection, seeing people in person is in magical, and if you can make
Mhm.
it happen, figure out a way to, and don't try to justify it financially.
Yeah.
It a lot of times the benefit will come out in other ways instead of just
Exactly.
like direct.
Yeah.
But I think that was great. I think the overall vibe of Squarespace and the presentations and sort of the layout, like all my tweaks, any adjustments, I would say, or
Mhm.
critique and feedback is all around the edges. Like they
Yeah.
got the good stuff right. They talked to
Mhm.
us like pros.
Mhm.
They talked to us like partners. They weren't just
Mhm.
trying to sell us on more Squarespace stuff. We
Right.
got to see all of our friends. We got to learn and see some amazing things that they're building and pushing
Yeah.
down the pipe. So overall, this was 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10
2
Circle
thumbs
Day.
up.
Two thumbs up. Two thumbs up. Should we do a lightning round?
Let's do it.
Let's do a lightning round. Okay. Favorite new feature from Circle Day?
Custom fonts. Like,
Ooh,
yeah, keep all your animations, just give me my custom fonts.
yeah, fair.
What
Fair.
about you?
Mine would be the
Extensibility?
animations.
Oh,
No,
the
honestly, the
animations.
animations. Yeah, mine is the
Really?
animations because they are like one of the top requested features, and they're
Yeah.
very difficult to custom code. It's
Yes.
it's a lot of work and a lot of considerations with custom coding. Um,
I know
and
this because you helped me code a spinning button for my
yeah,
homepage, and I'm like, "Good grief, that is a ton of code to make something spin."
yeah, just like a basic little thing connecting
Yeah.
it to like scroll and stuff. There's a
Mhm.
lot of thought that goes into it. There's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I love code. I love custom code, but those things can break really easy and they're very
Yeah.
difficult to customize. So it is a little difficult to write custom code for people with those. So
Yeah.
really love that.
So, I love that. So, me is not animations, your animations.
I mean, there we go.
Love
Who
it.
would have
Love
thought?
it.
Who would have thought?
Okay, well, which update do you think is gonna save you the most time?
Um, which update is gonna save me the most time? Honestly, it might be the animations again.
Yeah.
Because or I would say the groupings because there's a lot of those. The groupings are
Yeah.
things that are it's really important to do for a really crisp, nice design.
Mhm.
Um, but it doesn't like it's almost like table stakes features. Like
Mhm.
it doesn't like look any different really. But
Mhm.
if you can group two buttons to like sit next to each other in a nice way that doesn't get super
Yeah.
wonky on different screen
Yep.
size,
Mhm.
that's really nice. So I think honestly some of those grouping things.
That
What
was gonna
about
be
you?
my answer too. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Stacks.
Mhm.
The
Stacks.
stacks.
Yeah,
Really
because I
excited
think,
about stacks.
you know, when Fluid Engine rolled out, we're like, "Oh, design's taking us twice as long because 'cause we're also doing everything on mobile now too." And
Hmm.
I think by using the stacks and getting fast at that, it's gonna reduce the amount of time we're spending on mobile view design. So I'm really excited for it.
Totally. 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 What's the most dangerous feature in the wrong hands? I think we
Animations.
both know this. Animations, yeah. Easily the animations.
I
Like we're
mean,
going to get some gnarly websites, some super slow, just like super unaccessible
yeah.
websites with the
Yeah.
animations.
It's definitely the accessibility that worries me for a lot of those animations.
Yeah.
I remember there was a website I was on that was like just for fun, when you moved your cursor, it like moved the thing you were trying to click away and you could never
Yeah.
actually get it to click on it.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah,
just
I've
like,
seen
I
those.
think somebody could build that now.
Yeah, I
Like
think some
that.
version of
Yeah.
that can
Yeah.
happen. Yeah. No, it's for sure animations. It's gonna be
Yeah.
dangerous in the wrong hands. And
Yeah.
so if Squarespace is listening,
Mhm.
I do have a request. I would love it if there was a toggle for like adding users where all the user could adjust is like text and images. Just
Yes.
change text and images.
Mhm.
That's it.
Yeah.
That would be a nice toggle. But I don't
No
think we're gonna get
animations
that
for
for a lot of
you.
reasons. No animations. No animations. All right, what's your gut? Is AI making sites better or blander?
Oof. This is a tough one. I think that it can definitely help with speeding up workflows,
Mhm.
but I kind of feel like AI very often gives us well, it's giving us the most probabilistic response. So it's like the lowest
Mhm.
common denominator essentially. So
It's
I don't
effectively bland, yeah,
yeah,
if it's
yeah, that's
probabilistic, right.
what do you think?
I think, blander in the short term, better in the long term.
Yeah.
I think we're going like it's
Will's
exciting
trying to
now
appease our robot overlords. I get it.
yes. No, but it's good. It's good over time. If anyone's listening, over time, it'll be great. Um, no, I think we're gonna lose just a lot of creativity.
Mhm,
Creativity is like painful. Like it can be
mhm.
really painful at times, and it's gonna
Yeah.
be really easy to just rely on AI to do a lot of that work. And I think we're all
Mhm.
going to default to that. We as
Yeah.
humans, that's just what we do. We default to whatever's easy.
Yeah.
Um, and then there's going to be enough of that, and then I think we're going to feel the pain of like this is all the same, and we're going to want to be creative again. So I think
Mhm.
it'll level up. I think it'll be like the pie will grow instead of a piece of the pie type deal. um, but I think in the short term we're going to get a lot of stale, the same looking type things
Mhm.
we've seen in the past, and I think it's going to be a lot more prevalent with copy than it is with images,
Yeah.
honestly.
Okay. Would you ever trust AI to write your homepage copy for your website?
Um, there's so many, it's varying levels. Like,
Mhm.
AI, here's my homepage. Will you rewrite this? No. But AI, here's my homepage. This doesn't feel right. Like, can you help me identify why this doesn't feel right to me? Like stuff like
Yeah.
that,
As a
yes.
thought partner instead of
As
a
a thought
copywriter.
partner.
Yeah.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct. But then I do think again, like what I was just saying, it's too easy for us to default into letting the AI make the decision. It's
Mhm.
it's so easy to let them default to it or to default to AI because it is so
Mhm.
confident, and
Mhm.
actually making a decision in your business
Oh my
is a
word.
hard thing to do.
ChatGPT is like the best hype man ever. Whenever I
So
ask it
yeah,
anything, it's like, what a
so
great idea,
it's
Christy.
so
I'm just
good.
like,
Oh,
yeah, thanks.
you're brilliant. Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that it really it really is an incredible hype man. You gotta watch
Yeah.
out for it.
I know.
So I do yeah, what about you with the homepage? Would you trust AI to write your homepage?
No,
No.
never.
0
I
chance. No.
I use it a
Easy
lot for
answer.
like placeholder stuff.
Mhm.
Is like if I'm designing for a client and they haven't given me copy, then I'll just do AI placeholder and then we can both agree that it needs some work.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I think it does have its place, but not for finished homepage copy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm in the space where I just want more human, less robot. I feel like there's so much
Mhm.
robot around us every day, and it's just becoming
Mhm.
more and more that I want more true words from humans.
More true words from humans. I
Yeah.
like that. I like
Thank
that.
you.
I know. And I will also say I hate that AI has taken M dashes and I'm using M dashes more than I ever
Oh,
have because I love M dashes and I'm
I
not going to get rid of
know.
them and it is written by me.
Were you a spacer
And
or a non-spacer around the M dashes? Because I was always a spacer
a
around them.
spacer
Yeah.
for
So I'm
sure.
like, see the spaces? Not ChatGPT. This is me. This is
Oh, see,
my M dash.
I haven't even noticed that. Does ChatGPT do no spaces with an M dash?
That's what I've noticed, at least for
No.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I disagree. It's gonna be it would be a fascinating time to be like someone who studies words, like written like the
Yeah.
written word. I'm not sure. I
Mhm.
know that's like there's some profession or something there.
Yeah.
It would be fascinating. Anyways, okay,
Yeah.
let's move on.
Yeah.
We just did that one. Does this move Squarespace? All of these updates we've seen,
Mhm. Mhm.
the animations, the
Mhm.
extensibility, Beacon
Mhm.
AI. Is Squarespace moving closer to Shopify? Is it moving closer to Webflow, or is it paving its own lane here?
Ooh, that is really interesting.
Yeah.
I I honestly think I want to say it's paving its own lane. However, what I honestly think is that we're kind of seeing everything converge through the use of AI. I think like
Mhm.
people are like all these platforms are becoming more similar.
That's
What do you think?
wow. No, that you just that's exactly the right thing. I think what you think. Now after you said
Breaking
that.
news, Will Myers and
No,
Christy Price agree.
right, yeah, exactly, shocker. Um, no, that's a really good way to say that. I hadn't even considered it like that, but that is I was trying to think of which way Squarespace was going, but all of these platforms are kinda converging onto this same thing, and I think
Mhm.
you're really onto something there. Like,
We'll
all
see.
these platforms ultimately just, move bits back and forth and
Mhm.
we in the dev world, we call us we're crud monkeys. CRUD, which is basically what everything on the internet is
Mhm.
crud, create,
Mhm.
read, update, delete. And it's just how you interact with a database.
I
Uh,
love it.
and every single website, that's all it does. It just like creates
Yeah.
content, it reads content, it updates
Mhm.
content, or it deletes content from a database.
Yeah.
And you just have a shiny new UI on top of it. But that's
Right, with
ultimately
the
what it
pixel
is.
pushers who are the
Mhm.
designers. So the
Mhm.
crud
With the
monkeys and the pixel pushers.
correct. That's it.
Yeah,
That's all
love
we
it.
and I
That's all we
do wonder how much are we like moving towards like a convergence of all of these platforms rather
Yeah.
than yeah, and there's still so much green space in the world of AI. I mean, there's no way to know, but that's a really interesting view.
Well, I don't know. I also just finally watched the last Mission Impossible movie, so that might have something to do with my
Okay.
opinion. I don't know.
Okay, there we go. Actually, I do like that. That
Yeah.
would be a good that's a good case study of what could happen to us.
Right, right. Yeah.
Um,
Oof. Well, speaking of humans over
Speaking of
robots,
humans,
yeah,
let's talk about some humans we love.
I just want to say to everybody that came up and said hello at Circle Day, you
Mm,
made my day, my year. I
yeah.
so appreciate that. It was just a joy to see all of you in person.
Same here. I really appreciate everyone who came up and said hi to me.
Mhm.
Um, Everyone's just wonderful in our community. They're just amazing.
They
The
are.
Circle team is amazing.
Yeah.
Thanks again to Sarah Graham for recommending
Yeah.
us record something and talk about it.
Yeah.
I apologize if I haven't responded to anyone's emails. I'm bad with emails, but I appreciate you coming up and saying hi. Y'all are just
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah, and I think, we left really tired but inspired, and I hope that you felt the same after
Mm.
watching online or being there in person. And it's been a really cool year to be a Squarespace designer.
Tired but inspired. I think with
Mhm.
that, we'll leave it. That's wonderful.
Perfect.
All
So
right.
that's it for today's episode. Thank you all so much for joining us on this bonus episode. We hope you found this at least somewhat
Somewhat
useful.
useful. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast. And if you really like us, leave us a 5-star review, as this will help us grow the pod. Thanks again to our audio engineer, Ricky Gunton. We'll see you all next time.
See ya.